Hey, hello, hello. Week 1, NCAA football. Are we ready? Are you guys ready? Are y'all excited about this? That's my thing.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I am ready, rip roaring ready. I am worthless at work. I am worthless at home. I just can't wait for 6 o'clock to roll around. I am really excited. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for commenting, whether you like it or not, or whether I'm full of shit or not. Appreciate you guys. Remember, Coaches Call on Tap. We're on YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe. Help a brother out, man. We're trying to get rolling here. Last week, let's do a little wrap up. Last week, I know on my bets, I was on social media. I went 4-1. We had a couple other bets that we were together with online in our Discord. You guys got to join the Discord, and we've got to do a better job of pumping that Discord up because we've got some guys that are hot. I mean, steaming hot, like my first girlfriend ever, fucking hot. I mean, you guys need to come into our Discord and check it out. We got some guys that are just knocking it out of the park, and we're having a fun time with it. We also, because we're doing this on Thursday, lines change, line movement, lines change, public betting, everything changes. Where everything is going, kids get hurt, players get mad, coaches get fired. You just never know what the hell's going to happen in the college scene, and so we might have some changes. Like last week, I think a couple of our biggest bets was UMass. I know I'd mentioned something about New Mexico State on a Thursday, but come Saturday, we hammered UMass, and man, what a beautiful thing that was.
Didn't they win outright?
Yeah, we had them on plus on the spread and on the money line, but it only happened because we're on the Discord. You guys come join us on the Discord. You can find the link on Coaches Call Zero on TikTok. We've got it on there. We should also have it on our YouTube channel, Coaches Call on Tap. If we don't, Tristan will put that on there pretty soon. But guys, welcome back. This is week 1. This is where we start separating everybody. Really, we got a couple of big games, maybe 3 or 4 if you look at the whole scene. But the way I'm looking at it is there's about 12 or 13 games where we get to see these teams, the top tier teams, in other words, from the Big 5. Let's see what they have, see what they did through the transfer portal, what they didn't do through the transfer portal. Just like I took some notes. I don't know, you guys get a chance if you have the SEC network. Marty and Meek have a talk show on the SEC network, and they talk to these coaches, and it is some really, really cool stuff, and really stuff that brings everything to life. Just like Georgia doesn't do much in the transfer portal because they don't have to. They've built a culture there where these guys, they go there their freshman year and they stay there. They still have 2 quarterbacks there from 2 years ago. They've got 17 of 20 players that they signed 2 years ago. They're still there. So they don't do a whole lot. These guys are waiting to continue to grow and to play there and then go to the pros. They've got 22 graduates on staff at the University of Georgia. And I mean, it's just a culture that the transfer portal is going to do away with. Unfortunately, because some of these coaches, I mean, you have to win now. So anyway, we get to watch some of this, like Alabama, right? Alabama, they're supposed to be dog trash. If you look at our Discord, we get into knockdown dragouts on the Discord because of the SEC. And one Puff down here, Mr. Yankee himself, keeps calling us meat riders because we're fans. Well, we're fixing to see what Bama's all about. Sure, they only play Middle Tennessee, but still you can see something. A&M, again, I'm not a meat rider, but I'm a huge fan of my Aggies and will continue to be. They're only playing New Mexico, but we'll see Wegman. I'll see my quarterback. We'll see what Alabama does with their quarterback. Georgia, we'll get to see their 2 quarterbacks. Auburn, are they really as good as they say they are? And they're playing a UMass team that just came back from a big win. I mean, we bet them last week. Whiskey, which we're big on, or I'm big on. Are we big on? Are y'all big on whiskey too? I think I am. They're playing Buffalo. Texas at Rice. I mean, maybe not a big thing, but still we get to see what Texas has if the looks do match the talk. One of my biggest plays this weekend, Washington at Boise State. I think Boise State's overrated. I think they're just, they're still America's darling. But we'll get to see, and then Ohio State, Indiana. We get to see what goes on there. Oregon, Ole Miss. Are they going to play all four quarterbacks? I mean, what the hell's going to happen? There are Oklahoma. Are they going to suck as bad as they did last year? I mean, can they improve from one year to the next? They play Arky State. They should, but who knows? And then Tennessee. Oh, we got some Tennessee fans on our Discord, and we give them all kinds of shit. But they've got one of the better coaches around. Heupel he was a hell of a player. Now he's a hell of a coach. He's got things turned around. You go into Tennessee in front of 109,000 fans, screaming fans, throwing golf balls at you and throwing beer bottles at you. It's a tough place to play. So I think we've got a lot of things to watch. I think that's what's going to make it fun. What do you guys think about those games right there, those big games, or the big teams playing nobodies? But, I mean, what are y'all looking forward to? Puff, let's start with you.
Well, probably the team that I'm looking most forward to seeing is Wisconsin, because that quarterback transfer with the offensive coordinator from North Carolina coming over.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird seeing Wisconsin actually throw the ball and their offense actually do something. And then I'm excited to see Joe Milton too.
Yeah.
Against Virginia. You really don't know what to expect from these quarterbacks that transfer. Like Spencer Rattler last year, when he transferred to South Carolina, it was horrible. But this year,
for the first half of the season, he was.
Yeah, and then last he turned it up a little bit.
Yeah.
One thing I am nervous with this Texas game is JT Daniels playing for Rice. I mean, Rice probably is going to score about 2-3 touchdowns on Texas because their secondary's trash every year.
Yeah.
So I'll be looking to bet against Texas week 1.
Didn't JT Daniels come from West Virginia?
Yeah, he started off at USC.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the thing about that, about this, like the Texas and Rice, and we see it more in baseball here, Puff, is Texas Rice, Texas State, UTSA, teams around here. These kids all played against each other in high school. They know each other. There's just one thing that one kid was better at, or their dad had more money than their dad, but they've played against each other. Texas splits with Texas State and with Rice every year. Like, they just can't go in there and sweep them in baseball. So these kids know each other. That's going to be an interesting game. Tristan, what do you got over there?
I'm actually looking forward to Alabama. Pretty much the whole year. I think nobody's talking about Bama at all. Like, they just fell off the map, and I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that's true. I think they still go out there and they hang 60 on the nobodies. I still think that they're going to go out there and they'll probably be in the running for the SEC championship again. I do want to see if these smaller schools though perform a little better and see if they use the transfer portal the right way, and see if you can add some more competition to these bigger teams.
Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, you hit it on the head. To see what these kids from the transfer portal, because they can play. Yeah, and they can flat out play. Maybe they couldn't play, at that school, but these guys are 3, 4, 5 chip guys. My question is, yes, can they play? But can you get, 40 guys together and play as a unit to be able to win and compete? One thing that Lane Kiffin said, I listened to him. He said the thing now. He said college football is getting to be all about money. It's getting to be a business. These guys really don't have anything to represent their college for. They didn't grow up wanting to be an Aggie. They didn't grow up, wanting to be a Longhorn. Daniels didn't grow up wanting to be at Wisconsin. It was, and so you get all these kids from all these different places. You got to get them together, and you got to mold these guys. And, a guy like Hugh Freeze can do that at Auburn because he's got the gift of gab. Like, he can sell ice to an Eskimo. You know what I mean? So I think it's just kind of that I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm just saying a personality like that should be able to get these guys together. I don't know. I'm excited just to see and watch these guys play. So anyway, that's a great segue talking about transfer portal and stuff. Let's just go ahead and go to the big game of the freaking week, and it's tomorrow, I think. Colorado's going to TCU. TCU laying 20.5, and the over and under is 63.5. What do you think, Puff? Give me your insight on that game.
I think Colorado is getting way too much hype this season. That it's really hard to come into the Big 12 and just change a team that was just absolutely horrible last year and just turn their whole season around. I think TCU, people are also counting TCU out. I know Duggan's gone and all that, but they still have so much talent and so many recruits they brought in this year where they're loaded still to this day. So I like TCU minus 20.5. And then I like the under in that game because I don't think Colorado will be able to score. With Deion's kid playing quarterback, we saw it last year. He's not good. He really isn't. I forget who they played last year. It's the end of the season, and he just played horrible. It was their last game, and he's just horrible.
Yeah. It was a bowl game.
Yeah,
right.
He looked horrible.
Some kind of pancake bowl or something. Tristan, what do you think about this Colorado TCU game, man?
I'm on the other side, which I mean might be good for if you're betting against me because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about over here. I think, but I really do think that Deion's gonna have the right people in the right places to not get blown out by 20 points by 3 touchdowns. Will they lose? Probably, but I do think they can keep it competitive and keep it within 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, there's still a lot of hype at TCU. Those people are still hungry. I work with two graduates of TCU, like recent graduates, and they're still hyped up, ready to go. They said that I've never been to a game at TCU, but it's a very small stadium and it gets loud and it's just a tough place to play. And I think they've covered like 10 out of their last 11 or something. I don't know. I don't want to get into the numbers. I don't have them in front of me. But they've done a good job of covering. The other thing, that Dugan character, he was the backup quarterback last year, Puff. The main guy that's starting Saturday was the starting quarter, and he got hurt in the Colorado game, and Dugan came in and took over. So it's something else to think about. I mean, the quarterback they got there does not suck. He's not a backup. He got injured. And saying all that, I still think it's too many points. I love TCU. I like TCU on the money line. It's too much juice for me to bet. I think TCU wins the game. I don't think they win by 20.5. In saying that, I do agree with you, Puff. I like the under. I like the under a lot, and because I like the under, I like Colorado plus 20.5.
I didn't. I like the over. I like Colorado in the over.
You love overs in college, period. That's a big thing for you. Yeah. Wow. That's anyway.
You told me anytime it gets into those 60s, man.
Yeah. My problem though is you saw it last week. The game goes by a little bit quicker. The games are going by a little bit quicker. Does it make a difference whether it's 63 or 55? I don't know. That's still yet to be determined. But yeah, I like Colorado. I like Colorado plus the points. I like TCU money line, but Colorado plus the points under 63. I think we all agree, except for Puff. Puff, you're still chomping at the Big 12 bit, and I get it. So good luck with that. You're going to be at this game. The next one I want to talk about, Puff, you're going to be at this game, man. So I'm going to let you go first. Tell us all about Penn State minus 20.5 and 48.5. Penn State, Virginia coming into Penn State. Talk to me.
Man, I'm fired up to go up to this game, man. It's going to be awesome. Penn State, they have a lot of potential this year. They're absolutely loaded. They got a quarterback that can throw the ball. That's not Sean Clifford anymore. That 6-year senior. Got Drew Allard coming in. He's a really good quarterback. Had that running back, Nicholas Singleton. He's a monster. I really like Penn State in this game. I think that their defense is pretty much all back this year. And that defense last year is the only thing that kept them in games. So I think Penn State should be able to cover this 20.5. But I like this game to go over too because their offense will actually be able to score a lot this year, and they'll be able to throw the ball more, and it'll open up the run. And Singleton will be able to get open. He's a good candidate for Heisman this year too. Long shot, but keep on the lookout for him. So I like Penn State, and I like that over.
Gotcha. What do you think, Tristan? Talk to me.
I agree with what little looking I did. I think West Virginia went backwards during the offseason. I don't think they're going to be any good. I think Penn State murders them. They probably score 50 by themselves. So I like Penn State to cover and the over.
I got you. I'm with you. I like Penn State in the points. I'll lay 20.5. But in saying that, I'm one with you. I don't know if West Virginia can, get to the red zone or not. I think Penn State scores, 42, 45 points. So I'm only under 48.5 there.
So you're thinking blowout, like 45-0.
Yeah. I don't think a lot's going to happen. So I like Penn State minus the points and under the 48.5. Remember what I said, Tristan? We used to talk about if you like the high numbers, bet the over. If it's a very low number, there's a reason for it. Yeah. So I like the under 48.5 there. This is one of Tristan's favorite games right here. We talk a lot about it. You got to love the baby blue. Got a good quarterback on that side, got a good coach on that side, and then here he goes. Put that cap on. There we go. And then on the other side, you got the SEC and Spencer Rattler, who finished hot last year. We got North Carolina minus 2.5, and the total is 64. Let's start with you, Tristan. This is your neck of the woods. Talk to us, buddy.
Give me North Carolina everything. I think Drake May goes down to Columbia and beats the shit out of South Carolina to start the season. I also like the over because North Carolina's defense is trash. And I'm sure that South Carolina will be able to keep pace to a degree. But I like North Carolina to cover. I like a money line. Give me a first half. Give me them everything.
Wow, he's all in on North Carolina.
Yep.
Puff, what do you think, Puff?
For this one, it was hard for me to pick a side, but for the total, I love the over. And I also love where South Carolina ended their season last year. I think that if they go off of anything, all that momentum they had at the end of the season last year, that they should be able to beat North Carolina. It'll be a great game though.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. Here's the thing, the 2.5 scares me because you are at South Carolina and North Carolina doesn't have a defense. I love the over. I'm with y'all. The over 64, and I think we'll be able to bet that over as the game goes on. I think this game might get into the 70s if you're not careful, and that's if Rattler plays well. But at South Carolina scoring that many points, it's going to be who has the ball last, and if Rattler has the ball last, he might have a chance to cover or even win. In saying that, I'm still going to go with North Carolina. I just think it's hard to bet against North Carolina right now. And then with Rattler being so wishy-washy. But I definitely love the over 64 with you guys. I really do. And the next one, this is probably one of my favorite games.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
That I cannot wait. I can't wait to watch. We are going to be partying and cooking and smoking meats and drinking beer, and we're going to be screaming and yelling. One of my best friends here is a Florida State graduate. My next door neighbor is an LSU graduate, and so we're going to be rocking and rolling here. We got LSU, Florida State. They're playing in Orlando. It's LSU minus 2, and the total is 55.5. Puffy, take it away. What do you think about this one, bud?
I'm big on Jordan Travis this year, and I think LSU's their coach is going to get in the way. And like you were talking about in the first podcast we did, you were talking about Kelly gets in the way, that this team's going to be in trouble. And I think this is one of them games where that very well could happen. And I like Jordan Travis a lot. I think he'll be able to move the ball in the LSU defense. And I think people are buying into LSU for what last year they really weren't that good, to be honest. So we'll see. I like Florida State +2, and then I like the under in that game too. I don't think they'll be able to score that many points.
I like it. Tristan, what do you think, man? Florida
thought I
State
was
over there by you?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be by myself on that one, but yeah, I'm on the same page as Puff. I think this is gonna be one of those games that something weird happens and Florida State might lose, but they lose by 1, or or if you can buy the hook, they lose by 2. I also like the under. I think we get some good defense in this. Is it a night game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those smash mouth, hard hitting football games, and it's going to come down to the last drive, probably.
I absolutely love the under. I
Yep.
mean, I can see this being one of those games where at halftime I get a text from Tristan going, "Man, these teams suck. Nobody's scoring any points," and it's like 10-3 or some stupid shit like that, because they're both physical. Both teams are gonna I think are gonna be exceptional on the special teams, because that's how they start everything. I really think Florida State has a shot at the playoffs this year. I think Florida State has a shot at winning a national championship. I think LSU is everything that we think they are. I think it's going to be a knockdown drag out, but being in Florida, give me Florida State +2, and then give me the under at 55.5. And I'll probably look at that total come game day and check out the first half under also, because I think it'll be kind of a slow start for everybody. So yeah, Florida State +2 and under 55. I like the under for all of us there. And then the last one I picked, and they're not really playing anybody, but everybody's saying Clemson's back, Clemson this, Clemson that. They're the darling. Y'all know how much I dislike Clemson and Dabo the Grabo. I'm not a big fan, but Clemson and Duke, Clemson -13, and the total's 55.5 on that one.
Where are they playing at?
Duke.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna. Can I go?
Go ahead. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I was gonna lean Duke to cover this game, but honestly, I mean, it's not a far trip for Clemson. It might be 3 hours max. It's practically can be a home game. I'm sure Clemson travels well. There's a lot of Clemson fans around here. I'm gonna take Clemson -13 here, but I'm probably gonna take the under because I don't see Duke's. The best thing that ever happened to Duke was Jamison Crowder, and that was fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't see Duke. Clemson's probably not going to put up 60 by themselves. Duke would have to help for that over. So I like the under, and Will Shipley, he's the real deal at Clemson. So yeah, give me Clemson -13.
What do you think, Puff?
So Duke, their coach, it was his first year last year. Coach Elka, he was the defensive coordinator at A&M.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. One thing that I noticed from this Duke team last year is that they could score. They were putting up about 28, 35 points a game, and that was against good teams too. So I think that they'll be able to score with them, and that it'll stay like a close game. But I like the over a lot. So I'll take Duke. I'll take Duke with the points, and I'll take that over too.
Oh, wow. Okay. I know nothing about Duke other than when Krzyzewski was there, and I used to watch basketball, but I mean, I didn't. It's whatever. I don't have a whole lot to say about this. I just want to get y'all's thoughts on it. I'm curious to see what happens. I know Clemson's got our Texas quarterback over there. He's a good one. Just for that reason, I'm going to take Clemson -13. But I like the under 55.5. That 50 the number 55. It gets to me, and trend for my trends, what I've seen in the past, it's usually we got a high number on the under. I'll take 55.5. I think there's just going to be too many mistakes early. If Clemson goes up, they're not going to just go out and beat the tar out of these people. So I'm going to take the under. I'll take Clemson -13 and the under. Those are really the top 5 plays that I've got. What I want to do now is get into your best. We want to talk about our best 3 or 4 or 5 bets for the weekend. And I've got my 3. I told you just before we got on the pod. I've got my 3. I know exactly what I'm doing. So I want to hear from you guys. I'll go ahead and start it off. Probably my biggest play right now is Washington at home against Boise State. Washington minus 14. I think Washington is a lot better than people give them credit for. I think they're going to be one of the top teams in the Pac-12. Boise State with the blue turf and all that good stuff. They've always been a darling, just like Fresno State. It has always been a darling for America. They love those teams, and so do I. But I just think Washington's way too much. I think Washington blows the doors off of them. The same thing for Purdue. And Purdue's not very good. I get it, but Fresno State has nobody. They're playing, 85 Ghost over there. I like Purdue minus 3.5. It's a short line. I basically really got talked into it, but I'm going to take Purdue minus 3.5 against Fresno State, and then this is a big one for me. Another big one. Michigan, East Carolina. The total is set at 52. Why is it set at 52? Is Michigan going to win 14-3? East Carolina can't score at all. Michigan's supposed to be powerful. They're supposed to be number 1 in the nation. Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Give me the over 52 in this one. If East Carolina can't score, then Michigan scores 52 all by themselves, because Michigan's going to win this game anyway. So anyway, that's my 3. I like Washington minus 14, Purdue minus 3.5, and the Michigan's East Carolina over 52. The other thing I want you to watch, and man, it scares me to death, but I'm gonna bet it somehow, is Stanford and at Hawaii. Stanford at Hawaii. Hawaii's better. Hawaii's better than we thought. And Stanford, I mean, come on, dude. Who are they? Where are they? What's going on? Number 1 in that game, I like Stanford's team total under 32.5. Okay, the Stanford team total under 32.5. And give me Hawaii for their first win at home at +3.
I like it.
All right. That's where I'm at. So, Tristan, I'm going to let you go last, because I was talking, and all Puff Daddy was doing was just shaking his head in disagreement. So, Puff, give me your top plays for the weekend, my man.
All right, so I got 4 of them. The first one, Coach, how the hell do you think Purdue is going to be any good this year?
It does. No, I didn't say that.
Is it more about you're fading Fresno?
Yes, I'm fading the shit out of Fresno.
They're going to be decent this year.
Okay. All right.
So my book has them +4.5. I'll take that number all day.
I got a minus 3.5. I got a minus 3.5 today.
Well, good. Hope they win by 4, and then we're all happy.
What makes Fresno State so good?
It's more of a fade Purdue. Like, you're fading Fresno, I'm fading Purdue.
You gotta fade your head. Okay, go on.
All right, and then my next one is the over 59.5 in the UTSA and Houston game. Frank Harris back again this year. I think UTSA will be able to score, and Houston, that's what they did last year. They were able to stay in games by scoring. I think there'll be a lot of points scored in that game. It'll be like the North Carolina, South Carolina game. Yeah. It'll just be trading possessions.
Okay.
Next one is South Alabama +6.5 against Tulane. They play at Tulane Saturday night. It'll be a night game at Tulane. But Tulane has lost a lot of talent this year. Tajay Spears is gone. He went to the NFL. He was the one that would get them out of a lot of trouble last year. And South Alabama was a really solid team. They took UCLA to overtime last year. I think that they'll be able to hang in there and keep that game close.
I like it.
And then my last one is under 43.5 in the Utah State-Iowa game. I don't think that either team will be able to score more than 20 points.
Yeah, I love that number 43.5 too.
Yeah.
That's a good that's just a good that's a good sharp bet. You know, because
Yeah.
most people look at the number 43. Well, I mean, both teams ought to be able to score, 3 touchdowns apiece or something like that. So I like it. I like where your head's
I
at,
got
Puff. Go ahead.
I got one more thing that I noticed last week was that these teams that would throw the ball a lot more, that clock would stop. And with UTSA and Houston, they tend to throw the ball a lot. So I think that they'll have a lot more possessions than these teams that run the ball.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense if they hold on to the ball. If they drop it,
Yeah.
the clock stops. But yeah. No, I got you. Tristan, close it out for us, man. What you got?
So I already said it when we were talking about it. North Carolina, it's one of my favorite plays of the week. I'm going to take a money line. Just a rule of thumb for me, anything under 2.5 in any kind of football game, I'm just going to hit the money line, just to keep from any freak shit happening. That means usually the book thinks it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah.
So, North Carolina money line. I'm going to go Michigan minus 37 versus ECU. I think they blow them out. I don't think it's close. ECU might not even barely get on the board. I also like the Penn State 20.5. I think they kill West Virginia. Like West Virginia probably won't even get on the board. My favorite play, though, of the entire weekend, Indiana plus 30.5 versus Ohio State. I said it in the preseason podcast. I do not think Ohio State is going to be that good this year. They barely know who their starting quarterback is. And I think they're going to go into the game with probably some offensive struggles. And I think Indiana can keep it within 31.
It's at Indiana.
Yes.
Too, also.
Yep.
What do you think about that, Puff? What do you think about that play?
I love that, actually. I think Ohio State's going to be on a slope this year. And I
Yep.
don't think they'll be anything close to what they used to be.
Yep. I think I said it a few podcasts ago. I think Ohio State loses 3 or 4 this year. But yeah, my absolute favorite play of the weekend is probably Indiana plus 30.5.
Okay. And Puff, you said South Alabama, and who they playing?
South Alabama plus 6.5 against Tulane.
No, you're under. I'm sorry. What was your under?
Iowa and Utah State.
There you go. Under 43. All right, if you're listening out there, I'm going to go ahead and hammer those two plays. I love their take on it. I love where their head's at. I love that Indiana plus 30.5 at home. Iowa, Utah State. I love your take. Plus, I love the number 43 under that. I'm on that with you guys. Again, I've got Washington minus 14, Purdue minus 3.5. I got the Michigan, East Carolina over 52. And I hope that does it for you. Make sure you come to the Discord. Guys, we have anything else? You got anything else to add? Any other games you're kind of looking at? What do y'all got going on tonight? Tonight's game started. UConn.
I'm on that UCF. I got the first quarter over 13.5. I think the total was. So
okay.
Also like Kent State.
Yes, I'm on Kent State also. Over team total over 10.5 in the first quarter. So we need them to go big. They just crossed the 50. Wow. Yeah. I'm telling you, they're on a roll, boys.
What about that Florida-Utah game?
I got Utah minus 4.5. I don't like it where it started at 9. Now it's down to 4. I think it's a bunch of I think it was all hype because the rising kid ain't playing because he's injured. But Florida, that doesn't do anything for Florida. Florida's still Florida, and I don't think they've got what it takes, especially Utah. Anyway, I've got Utah minus 4.5. What do y'all got?
I'm playing the under. I don't think there will be any. I really don't think it'll be any point scoring. Yeah, I can't pick a side on it because I feel like that line drop down is really sharp. Like I feel like either way, it's gonna be like a 5 or like a 4-point game. So
I love that play, Puff. Tristan, what do you got on that game?
Gun to my head, give me Florida.
Well, we won't put a gun to your head because we love you. Guys, this is week 1. Hope you got something out of it. Make sure you share, you comment. Let us know. We're Coaches Call on Tap on YouTube. Make sure you comment. Let us know what you have. Give us your picks. We'll read the comments.
Week 1 NFL pod early next week.
Oh yeah, we got another one coming. Make sure you join our Discord. Go follow us on TikTok. Coaches Call Zero on TikTok. If you can get on our Discord, come check it out. We've got guys betting live right now. So if you're not on there, you're missing out. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you being on. Happy Thursday. Happy week 1. Let's hammer it out. Puff, I appreciate you. Tristan, love you, brother. Thank you guys for listening in. This is Coach Call on Tap. Adios. Have a good weekend.
See you.